Hi, welcome back to the IBM Smarter Commerce Global Summit here in Orlando, Florida. This is Todd Watson. At the table with me now are Steve Calley, the Vice President of the IBM Software Solutions Group Worldwide Industry Solution Sales. Good to see you again.
Good afternoon. And
Tom Adamski, who is the President of Rosetta, a direct marketing and digital firm. So welcome to you both. Good to see you here. I thought we'd start just by talking a little bit about the changing role of the marketing department and the CMO more specifically, especially for you, Tom. What are you hearing from your clients and partners in terms of their biggest priorities and challenges?
Well, marketing is really less about messaging today, and it's more about engagement and interaction. And as a result, marketers are getting so much more interested in data as well. And they're getting interested in driving relationships all the way to the transaction. So what we're seeing is marketers are saying, how do we make transactions essential and actually the center of the branded experience now? And how can we kind of control that entire ecosystem and environment for our clients? So we're seeing a lot more involvement from the marketing executives with IT executives and with CIOs in the same decisioning and the same goals and the same aspirations for the client experience.
And Steve, on behalf of IBM clients, something similar?
Yeah, Todd. I mean, I think the Rosetta, the story is the first of where I think this industry is moving very rapidly. You know that Rosetta's new parent is Publicis, the leading agency, and I think we're going to see more and more the convergence of the CMO and what we have previously termed the sort of CIO role, and for much the same reasons that Tom said, that more and more companies recognize that the integrity of their brand is that alignment between the brand experience delivered and the brand experience promised, and that brand experience promised and delivered is more and more out of their control. I mean, instead of the kind of paid advertising messaging which would create if you like, a brand image in the customer's mind, increasingly it's about experience in dealing with the brand through any channel that customer would choose to interact with you, and getting consistency and alignment of those things and delighting your customer at every touch point is an integral part of the brand. Hence we're seeing CMOs and CIOs increasingly working together. We're facilitating some of that, such as the recent conference we had in New York, such as the conference we're going to be having in Paris shortly. And we're facilitating that. And Publicis and Rosetta's partnership is a prime example of where I think the industry's going.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that. I mean, I understand that Rosetta and IBM have been partners for some time, so we've both seen a lot of changes in the market, and there's a sense there's no real new normal in the market. What do you see as the best practices to start to navigate some of these waters that we're describing around digital, social, and so forth?
Yeah, well, there is no new normal, I think, and I think so we're getting into a situation where we're forging into different types of engagement and relationships with the customer. You hear the term customer-centric a lot. I think it's kind of an overused term, but what we're really talking about is understanding what behavior is at a much deeper level than previously we did in the past. So step number one for us is to deepen our understanding of the customer and really get a unique insight to them, and then be able to leverage that insight all the way through the way that we engage them with the brand, and we hopefully transact with them. And once that transaction occurs, we are then building a relationship on behalf of the brand in a different way as well. So although there's no new normal, human psychology remains, and tapping more and more into that and understanding how to leverage that through technology and through greater levels of interaction is something that we're seeing on a regular basis.
Yeah, Steve, another key theme we've been hearing a lot about at the event thus far is around collaboration and partnership, particularly between CMOs and their IT counterparts. I remember the discussion we had yesterday on stage between the VP of Marketing and the IT lead for Husqvarna, for example.
Yeah.
Clearly, the two of you both probably see value in the skills and capabilities the other has to complement your competencies, but I'm wondering, what can IBM clients do to best partner both internally and externally between that marketing line and that technology line, the CIO's office, if you will?
I think it is important that whilst the topic we're talking about, we keep in context and some balance here. There is no substitute for world-class IT delivery to underpin the story that we're talking about here. And our relationship with Rosetta goes back more than 12 years now. more than 100 implementations of commerce sites and commerce engines, and unquestionably, without a solid, world-class IT infrastructure, all of the other things that we're talking about here today are without, are not going to pay off. So it's important that we keep that balance. But I think the difference between our partnership with Rosetta and perhaps what else has been happening in the past few years is Rosetta are amongst the first to recognize that, built on top of that world-class commerce infrastructure, that the opportunity is so much more for the services and the applications and the build on top of it. And so by bringing in the skills from the Publicis group, the more, if you like, the ad agency, the digital content creation, the brand creation side of things from the Publicis group, built with the world-class skills around implementation that have historically been the case with Rosetta, they're a perfect example of, if you like, the CMO, if you see a CMO as a substitute or a proxy for Publicis, and the CIO as the proxy for Rosetta, they're the perfect instantiation today of how these two things are coming together. And so increasingly clients want to approach this problem either from a marketing in or from an IT out, and irrespective of where you start, you're going to converge at the same point, which is the convergence of IT and marketing, and how that helps you with your customer experience.
Now, Tom, you've got a proven track record of helping your clients provide this exceptional customer experience, I know as you said, it's kind of become trite, but truly putting the customer at the center of that. It seems intuitive and sounds easy, but we know there's a lot more work around it than that. What can companies that are going to work with IBM Rosetta on a going forward basis do to really create those truly differentiated customer experiences?
I think to Steve's point, it is that confluence between the creative side and the implementation and technology side today. And it's a marriage of the two. I think going to market today, there's no more either or to create that type of experience that we're talking about. So I think both of those dialogues need to be front and center, very prescient in the conversation that the customer has with their agency and with the overall experience that they'd like to create. We are very fortunate to be working off a decade plus of a solid relationship with IBM to be able to provide the underpinnings not only for transactions but other types of enterprise marketing to support the experiences that we can create on the creative side. All of that is really driven by Rosetta's unique differentiation in customer insight and really understanding not only the behaviors of the customer, but actually the origins of those behaviors and their intent with those behaviors. Understanding that, we can pull that all the way through the branded experience on the creative side and then the transaction interactions experience on the platform side. And when you combine all of those things, it's uniquely valuable, not only for the customers that we work with, but it's also for our partnership ecosystem that we're building. Great.
Steve, any last words you'd like to leave us with as we moving towards the last day of the Smarter Commerce Summit?
Indeed, and we're absolutely overwhelmed by the success of this conference this week, not just in terms of the number of people who are here, whether that's customers or partners, but also the analytics. You'd imagine we've done some analytics of the nature of who's here, how many how many companies and other organizations here, partners who are here, and not IBM partners and not IBM customers who are coming in to hear what we're talking about. How many of those people are from the line of business as opposed to our traditional strength around IT. Not just the number of people, but the nature of the people here is just terrific. And building on from a year ago in San Diego when we had this conference, it's been a remarkable journey. And a lot's changed for Rosetta and Publicis in the last year, or as Rosetta and Publicis came together in the past year. And frankly, we're building on our partnership together and couldn't be happy with how things are going.
Great. Well, we very much thank you for stopping by, taking the time to speak with us.
Hey,
Tom Badonsky, President, Rosetta. Steve Kelly, Vice President, Software Solutions Group.
Thank you very much.
Good. This is Todd Watson. We'll be back here shortly at the IBM Smarter Commerce Global Summit.